Hi Dolly friends, it's me Holly and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a custom Mermaid Blythe that is a collaboration hosted by Marna at Dolls Rescued, and many other channels have participated in this collaboration, as you can see here. So please go check out their videos as well. Okay, let's get started on this video. This is the making of my custom Mermaid Blythe, and I named her Namazuki, and there's kind of a story, of course, behind this name. Anyway, I had it all figured out what I wanted to do for my mermaid, and I was doing some carving around her mouth, and I messed up along her upper lip. On both sides, in fact, on both sides of her nose, I messed up on her upper lip. And it wound up to me looking a little bit like catfish whiskers. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to maybe make her a catfish mermaid. So I started doing, at that point, I started doing a little research on catfish mermaids, catfish folklore, and I came across the mythology that Japan has actually about a giant catfish that lives below the islands of Japan. And I'm going to share a little bit of the story with you about this giant catfish and kind of explain how my mermaid morphed into not the catfish, not the giant catfish, but she is the guardian of this catfish, or one of the guardians. So as the legend goes, the myth in Japan, it's a gigantic catfish, which the word namazu is catfish in Japanese. And the actual creature's name is Onamazu. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And this particular catfish is associated with earthquakes. And it's believed that Namazu will move and swim and thrash below the islands and cause big earthquakes. So in order to keep Namazu from destroying the land above, the god, which I'm going to probably mess up this name, the myth says that the god Takemikazuchi is in charge of keeping Namazu restrained with a foundation stone. And anytime that the god, I'm not going to try the name again, is kind of slacking off and not really paying attention, Namazu will thrash about and cause another major earthquake. Well, as history progresses, throughout time, there was a time period when there was an earthquake that occurred, and I don't know if this is historical or if it's part of the mythology, but they say that Namazu caused a great earthquake that was so big, it basically broke up all of the different buildings and all the wealthy, rich people that were basically oppressing the poor of the land. All of the rich people's buildings and homes, they broke, and all the gold flooded the streets. And it basically kind of redistributed the gold of that era. And, you know, that's the myth. Then Namazu sort of took on a heroic type perspective. And so people tend to think, I mean, he still has to be restrained so he doesn't cause earthquakes that destroy everything. But at the same time, because of that one big earthquake that sort of helped out the poor, they still have regard for him. So my thought is, and this is totally my own imagination, this isn't based on any mythology, and I hope I'm not like robbing anyone of their heritage, because that's not my goal here. But my thought is that my catfish mermaid, who I call Namazuki is one of the guardians of Onamazu. She helps to, one, keep Namazu from thrashing around and destroying Japan, but also at the same time, she protects Namazu from anyone who might want to come and cause him harm. So that's kind of the story behind my mermaid. And so she is kind of a warrior, basically. And she's got her little trident that you'll be seeing me paint here in a little bit. And that kind of is her weapon of choice. She's not a mean girl, but she looks pretty fierce. Actually, mean mermaid, or catfish mermaid, whatever you want to call her. She is fierce and will do her job the way she needs to do it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the little story about Namazuki. It was really fun. Honestly, I had a late start to even beginning making her, I had totally different ideas. And like I said, I made a mistake and she turned into basically a warrior catfish mermaid. And I kind of love her. She's nothing like what I would have ever imagined making for a mermaid, but she turned out really great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you hanging out with me to learn about Namazuki. Please go and watch all the videos from this collaboration. It should be really great. And make sure you stay tuned for the photos and some behind the scenes of the photo shoot and even some of the 3D printing for the trident. Bye! This is my photo setup for a little photo shoot. It's my backdrop. This is Namazuki. Just kind of give you an idea. Got a backdrop there, some aquatic details. I have a little iPhone selfie light and then a work light here. And then I have my little task lamp ring light that I'm not using. I thought I might, but I'm not. So let's hope they turn out. And then for the photos, in this particular photo shoot, I'm using my Nikon D7500. It's my camera I use for photography. So yeah, I thought we'd bring out the big guns for this project. Bye. So this is our 3D print room where we do lots of printing. We have our resin printers and curing station, our FDM printers, and then a whole host of minifigures that we print and we paint. Well, my husband actually, those are all ones he's painted. And I'm down here mixing up paint for the trident that he printed for me for my mermaid. And it's a resin, so we printed it off our resin printer. And I use this little guy right here for mixing. Now this particular paint is Turbo Dork, and it's a really cool, metallic kind of shifting color changing. See how it's a color shift? Like that. It should do that. We'll see.